So, this episode of Rwby, eh? This episode. Oh, this was a good one. This was a good episode. Oh, oh, oh. This was good. This was really good. Uh, so it it immediately started with Rwby being waken up from Weiss's dream because things were getting really serious after that fight. So she had to be immediately woken up by the witch, and yeah, when she woke up, I think she was, I think she was glad to be woken up there because if she had carried on during that fight, she would have lost badly. She would have lost really badly. So she was woken up, I think, just at the right time there. So the episode started there, and then from then on, it just got better. It got better from then on. So so after that scene, we immediately go into Rwby discussing what happened in the dream and what she discovered, and she's told them that she found the city and the tower that the city where evil Weiss is living, and they you know kind of came up with a plan of how to stop her and stuff. And then the witch said decide who's going to go into the dream once my power restores, and I can send you back into the dream. And so so Yang, Ruby, and Blake decide amongst themselves who is going to go into the dream, and of course they obviously decided to go in as a team because they are a team, and Team Rwby is one. And so Blake, Ruby, and Yang go into the dream, and yeah, we and then transition to them in the dream, and Blake and Yang have awesome new outfits. They look really cool, and we got a really fun scene of them discovering their new outfits and also discovering how much more powerful they are in the dream because this is obviously Weiss's dream, and they're going to be more powerful. So that was a really fun scene of scene of them, you know, just discovering how much more powerful they are. So I really enjoyed that scene. That was really fun and funny, and also quite cool. We guys, Zhang just walked up to this tree, punched it, and basically blew it up with one punch. He went bam, and it immediately just and it immediately just shattered and just blew up. And Reba was like, "Hey, how comes you two are the only ones more powerful?" She got really jealous in that scene, and that was cute and adorable. So I really enjoyed that scene. I really enjoyed that scene. That was fun. So after that, the team, are are hiding, are crouched down, on the top of this hill, and they are just watching the train go by, as Ruby did in last week's episode, and this obviously causes a memory of Yang, because in the first episode she obviously robbed that exact train, and that obviously uh caused her some turmoil and some memory, uh and memories that she obviously wants to forget. So that was that. And then they go through the door that Ruby left. The marker. So they go through the door and they end up in town, and they are hiding from the robots because they don't want to be discovered. And then after that, what happens after that? So, sorry. So I'm just trying to remember what happened in the episode because I just watched it, but sometimes I forget. I forget stuff, so I'm just trying to remember what happened after that. Oh yeah, after that, Ruby again finds that talking door um, in uh, finds that weird talking door and uh, in another location of the town. But then she discovers a member of the other team. You know the spear girl. I've forgotten her name. But in this dream, in this dream world, in Weiss's dream, Weiss imagines her as this beautiful singer, and she comes out and she sings this really really awesome beautiful song, and I thought that was a really cool moment because she comes out sings this song. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know we were going to get a song in this episode. She comes out and sings this really beautiful song, and yeah, was a great scene. I love that scene. It was beautiful. It's really really beautiful. And then the other members come out and Ruby waves. They wave back, and then she goes off back to the team to to find Weiss to find Weiss and wake her up from this dream. And then after that, we get a scene of evil Weiss back in a creepy office, and yeah, she's just grown more stronger and more powerful in a minute because we see those vines come up behind her. Those vines represent, you know, the evil, the that is evil Weiss. So she's just growing more powerful the minute by the minute. So Yang, Blake, and Ruby then what happened after that? So again, I was just trying to remember the episode. um, yeah. So after that, they uh they find some robots and they you know decide to I just surrender themselves. So they do, and they get captured by the robots. But before that, Blake you know does um acts acts as a decoy. Sorry, and and she distracts him long enough for Ruby and so for the three of them to go through this portal and into a shop. Uh, and yeah, after that, that they end up. So you know, they get captured, and then they walk into a they get put into a room where it's the exact room back in the real world. Weiss has recreated the room like almost to a T, and then she discovers a token in the bed, and she rings when she rings the witch the witch professor, uh, and she tells her that you must keep hold of that, you mustn't lose that. So Ruby keeps hold of that, and then we so and then Blake shows up and hacks the and no and lockpicks the door in order for them to escape. And Ruby, Blake, sorry, but then they say one of us has to stay in this room in order to make it look like that we're still here. We're still here, so it doesn't become suspicious to evil Weiss. So they figure out who's going to stay in this room, and unfortunately, it's Yang. So Yang stays in this room to make it look like they are still to make it look like all three of them are still there. So it's not so it's not suspicious to evil Weiss. So yeah, they so Blake and Yang, Blake and Ruby go off to find evil Weiss, but unfortunately she finds them first, and we're gonna get another big action scene between evil Ruby, no, not evil Ruby, sorry, evil Weiss and Blake and Ruby. So it's gonna be Blake and Ruby versus evil Weiss, and that's going to be a awesome fight next week. So yeah, that was basically this episode. There might have been a few things that I forgot. Sorry if I forgot a few stuff about this episode, but overall, I thought this episode was great. That had a lot of funny moments um, in this episode, and once again, the animation was incredible. The movements, the movements of the characters, the backgrounds, just everything about this series, animation wise, was once again a fan freaking tastic. This is easily one of the best animated shows this season. Studio Shaft is just knocking it out of the park, and the animation is holding up every single episode. There's no downgrade, not from what I can see. There's been no downgrade. It's just been quality every single week. So this episode, animation wise, fantastic, and overall the episode was great. Cannot wait for next week's episode. It's gonna be amazing seeing that fight between evil Weiss and Blake and Ruby. So that's gonna be awesome. So yeah, overall fantastic. Can't wait for next week's episode. It's gonna be awesome. So let me know your thoughts on the episode. Did you hate it? Was it good or not for you? I want to hear all that in the comments down below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll be back next Sunday for my review of episode 6, I believe. Yep, episode 6. Yeah, I believe episode 6. Yeah, so yeah. Thanks so much for watching, and yeah, I shall see you all next time. Bye.